These are 10 NBA players who lost everything due to women who stole their fortunes.
Well, it's a combination of things. I think one, what we just talked about, the lifestyle. I lost a significant portion of money gambling. I used to go to Vegas and gamble. I lost the bulk of my money investing in real estate.
Shit cost me $30 million. What the fuck? Bro? That's a lot of money, man. Even they say you can't miss nothing that you ain't ever had, but fuck. What the fuck? I'm missing it.
These players earned hundreds of millions of dollars, but let it all slip away due to their bad choice of women. Next up, we have Dennis Rodman, or the Worm, who was one of the most dynamic players the NBA had ever seen. But beyond his tenacious defense and relentless rebounding was a lifestyle just as intense. Rodman wasn't just known for his outrageous hair colors and eccentric personality, but also his wild spending habits. And those spending habits didn't always come from his pocket. Rodman's financial downfall reads like a tragic novel. He earned $27 million over his career, a sum that could have set him up for life if he had managed it carefully. But for Rodman, money flowed as freely as his eccentric lifestyle. He famously had flings with icons like Madonna and was even married to actress Carmen Electra, though briefly. And let's not forget the infamous wedding dress stunt where he promoted his autobiography by dressing as a bride and marrying himself. This was classic Rodman, entertaining and flamboyant, but with a costly price tag. But the real heartbreak in Rodman's financial story comes from his relationship with Peggy Ann Fulford, a financial manager who was later revealed to have stolen millions from her clients, including Rodman. Fulford, who had her hands on Rodman's finances, misappropriated his money, reportedly writing herself checks under his name, buying luxury cars and jewelry, and living off Rodman's fortune. By the time Fulford was exposed, much of Rodman's wealth was long gone, leaving him grappling with unpaid child support and other financial burdens. Kicking things off with Allen Iverson, known as the Answer, he was the kind of player who could bring an arena to its feet. His on-court presence was unmatched. He was an 11-time All-Star, 2001 MVP, and an icon who made fans fall in love with the sport. He was fast, flashy, and fierce. Iverson racked up over $200 million during his NBA career, thanks to fat contracts with teams like the Philadelphia 76ers and Denver Nuggets, and a lifetime deal with Reebok that paid him $800,000 yearly. Yet, shockingly, despite all the zeros on his paycheck, Iverson hit financial rock bottom. Iverson's marriage to Tawana Turner, his high school sweetheart, was a key chapter in this saga. Their relationship had its ups and downs. Allen and Tawana married young, had 5 kids, and ultimately filed for divorce in 2010. Reports indicated Iverson's lifestyle and some financial strain from the divorce itself took a toll on his finances. While Iverson had a big heart, he also had a big entourage, his crew of about 50 people, and lavish spending on cars, jewelry, and clubs were all part of his generosity. But there's a limit. Former teammate Matt Barnes once revealed that Iverson would routinely drop up to $40,000 at strip clubs in one night. In 2012, 2 years after his final NBA season, Iverson declared bankruptcy. His luxurious assets were nearly all liquidated, and he famously told Tawana during their divorce proceedings that he couldn't even afford a cheeseburger. But Iverson's story has a silver lining. While his net worth may only be a shadow of what it was, Reebok's lifetime deal ensured he wasn't left with nothing. He's no longer the millionaire he was before, but he's on his feet. Antoine Walker had a smile that lit up the court and a game to back it up. Known for his time with the Boston Celtics, Walker earned an eye-popping $108 million in his career and even snagged an NBA championship ring in 2006 with the Miami Heat. But his post-NBA life took a sharp turn. Much like Iverson, Walker's downfall came from a mix of a high-rolling lifestyle, bad investments, and being involved with the wrong woman.
Thing that you did at that younger age that you look back on now and say you just can't believe you spent the money doing that?
I would say a lot of exotic cars, jewelry that I did. I had a car fetish when I was very young. I had 5 or 6 different cars, but I had the most expensive cars when you're talking about Bentleys, Maybachs, Mercedes-Benz, so a lot of high-end things.
of it?
Well, we went on lavish trips. I mean, we would go on vacation together. We would go to Cancun. We would go to Puerto Rico. We would go, different places throughout the United States. And I would travel with a big group of guys. I would travel with 8 to 10 people with me and pay for their flights, hotel rooms.
But let's not forget his love for gambling. Walker had a close relationship with Michael Jordan, but he didn't just admire MJ's game. He followed his gambling habits too. Unfortunately, Walker didn't earn as much as MJ, and his luck ran out when he racked up huge debts.
We just talked about the lifestyle. I lost a significant portion of money gambling. I used to go to Vegas and gamble.
In 2010, he filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. His assets, listed at $4.3 million, were shadowed by a mountain of $12.7 million in debts. This included properties that were underwater, meaning they were worth less than what he owed on them. His 2006 championship ring was eventually sold to settle debts, and his lavish spending on luxury cars, homes, and jewelry became costly memories. Walker's story was particularly tragic because he lost everything he'd earned. Unlike Iverson, there were no lifetime deals waiting for him. But Walker turned his hardship into a mission. Realizing the traps he fell into, he started a financial literacy program aimed at educating young athletes about the realities of fame and fortune. His story became a cautionary tale, showing others that wealth can slip away faster than it came, especially when mixed with a gambling addiction and financial mismanagement. Scottie Pippen is not a strange name in NBA history. Together with Michael Jordan, he created one of the most legendary duos, yet his paycheck never seemed to match his on-court value. This financial imbalance led to significant challenges for Pippen after his retirement. Pippen's struggles began with an astonishingly low salary for an all-star caliber player. While Jordan was making $30 million per season, Pippen had locked himself into a long-term deal for a fraction of that. But his money woes didn't end with underpayment. Pippen had 7 children with 4 different women, and with that came hefty child support payments that he wasn't prepared for. His marriage to Larsa Pippen added to the financial drama. While they were seen as one of the NBA's golden couples for a while, their split was anything but golden. Rumors of infidelity and financial disputes made headlines, adding strain to Pippen's already shaky finances. What's worse is that the court ordered half of Scottie's pension to be paid to his ex-wife after their divorce was finalized, so she took almost half his net worth.
I don't like her way of thinking. Her way of thinking is hard because she is a mother, right? And she moves carelessly. And she's gonna keep fucking with someone that ain't gonna be one day and go put her with her bullshit. And she's gonna end up with a bullet in her head. Oh.
And if the story wasn't complicated enough, Pippen also fell victim to a financial advisor's betrayal, just like his former teammate Dennis Rodman, losing $20 million to mismanagement and fraud. Despite his legendary status and 6 championship rings, Pippen's financial challenges show that not all NBA legends enjoy smooth retirements. Next, we have Derek Coleman. Now, you might think this story starts with Coleman living an extravagant lifestyle and blowing all his cash, right? Wrong. Derek Coleman's story is unique in that he wasn't just blowing cash on yachts and jewelry. He was arrested a record 7 times, the most of any NBA player in history. The former 1990 first overall draft pick and 1991 Rookie of the Year made a whopping $87 million over his NBA career, primarily with the New Jersey Nets. Coleman, however, decided to invest heavily in his hometown of Detroit, Michigan, hoping to breathe new life into a struggling city. He poured a significant portion of his wealth into real estate and development projects, aiming to bring change to a place desperately in need of revitalization. Unfortunately, Detroit's economic downturn hit Coleman's investments hard. Rather than seeing a return, he lost millions in these projects, which were plagued by the city's declining job market and financial struggles. Despite his best intentions, the blow was heavy on Coleman's finances. Paired with an expensive lifestyle, numerous arrests, and relationships that weren't exactly light on his wallet, Coleman's efforts to do good ultimately left him in a serious financial hole. Sadly, Coleman's net worth took a massive hit as a result.
Shit cost me $30 million. What the fuck? That's a lot of money, man. Even they say you can't miss nothing you ain't never had, but fuck. What the fuck? I'm missing it.
So you
I'll
miss
probably
out
still be
30
spending-
million.
Hell yeah, I'll probably still be spending some of that money now.
Known for his skill on the court and his reality TV fame from his marriage to Khloe Kardashian, Lamar Odom's life became an open book to the public. But behind the scenes, his financial story was turning into a cautionary tale. Odom's career in the NBA spanned nearly 15 years, during which he earned an estimated $115 million. Known for his time with the Los Angeles Lakers, where he won 2 NBA championships, Odom was living the dream. However, his marriage to Khloe Kardashian in 2009 brought a whole new level of fame and stress into his life. The pressure from his high-profile relationship, coupled with personal struggles, led Odom down a difficult path. You see, Odom was a drug addict. He even suffered a near-death experience when he OD'd. His wife left him after that.
Like, what could I actually like tell Khloe to like leave her for a couple of hours to like even like leave to go do drugs with some random woman?
And after his split with Khloe, Odom found himself dealing with both emotional and financial hardships. His lifestyle became more lavish as he tried to keep up with the expectations that came with the Kardashian brand, which drained his finances faster than he could manage. Odom even auctioned off his back-to-back championship rings, just to help cover debts. Adding to his woes, Odom reportedly owed over $100,000 in credit card debt. And while he fought to rebuild his life post-Kardashian fame, the reality TV spotlight had left him with a pile of bills, reduced income, and a slew of financial obligations. Though he's since tried to reclaim his life, Odom's story remains one of triumph shadowed by heartbreak. Kenny Anderson was once one of the most promising point guards, dubbed the next Magic Johnson, with dreams of taking over the NBA. But after making a staggering $63 million in his career, Anderson's story took a dramatic turn that saw him filing for bankruptcy in the same year he retired. Starting young, Anderson was a high school phenom, constantly compared to the NBA's greats. By 1991, he was the second overall pick for the New Jersey Nets and carried massive expectations. But the pressures and distractions of fame got to him, and while he showed promise, he didn't quite meet fans' sky-high expectations. Over his career, he bounced around the NBA playing for 8 different teams, and while his talent was undeniable, his lifestyle off the court raised eyebrows. Anderson's financial downfall was the result of a series of costly decisions. He had 3 marriages and fathered 7 children with 4 different women, leading to enormous child support and alimony obligations that drained his wealth. At one point, he admitted he didn't know how to say no to people, leading to lavish spending on cars, parties, and even friends who seemed to stick around only as long as the money was flowing. But it wasn't just his family and friends who had an impact on his finances. Anderson's lavish lifestyle extended to cars. At one time, he owned 11 and a party-centered life that was costly to maintain. As he juggled financial obligations with his diminishing NBA earnings, Anderson quickly found himself in a downward spiral, eventually leading to bankruptcy and leaving him with little to show for a once promising career. Shawn Kemp's financial roller coaster is one that still gets talked about today. Once a powerful forward in the league, the Rain Man made nearly $90 million during his NBA career. Known for his fierce playing style, he was one of the most explosive athletes on the court. But off the court, Kemp's life was just as intense, and unfortunately, it involved a lot of high costs. Kemp's financial woes weren't just a result of lavish spending. They were compounded by the fact that he had at least 6 children with multiple women, each requiring child support. And when you're paying for 6 separate families, that cash stack can dwindle faster than a fast break to the hoop. Then came the legal troubles. Kemp was charged multiple times for illegal drug possession, which led to sky-high legal fees and more financial strain. By 2022, despite his NBA earnings, Kemp was reported to have just around $5 million left in assets. Considering where he started, that's a huge drop. Although he later reclaimed his life after joining the cannabis industry. During his NBA days, Eddie Curry managed to make around $80 million, with his highest paying contract coming from the New York Knicks for $60 million over 6 years. But even with all that cash, Curry eventually faced debt, foreclosure, and a series of personal financial crises that left him nearly broke. Curry's lifestyle was nothing short of extravagant. Lavish spending, multiple cars, a mansion, you name it, he had it. But these choices came with a price. Curry also faced costly child support payments and paternity disputes that chewed through his savings. At one point, Curry was sued by a former girlfriend over unpaid child support, and the legal battles around this only added to his already dire financial situation. By the time his NBA career ended, Curry was left with only around $3 million in net worth, a sharp drop from his multi-million-dollar earnings. His financial downfall even led him to advocate for financial literacy among players, hoping to help the next generation avoid the pitfalls he encountered. Larry Johnson was a powerhouse on the court in the 90s. As the first overall pick in the 1991 NBA draft, he quickly became the face of the Charlotte Hornets. His on-court chemistry with Alonzo Mourning created a front-court duo that could take down any team. And Johnson himself was a two-time NBA All-Star, an NCAA champion, and an Olympic gold medalist. But as much as Johnson was celebrated in the game, his personal life became a complicated web of relationships and obligations. With 5 children from 4 different women, Johnson found himself juggling hefty child support payments that, combined with an NBA lifestyle, drained his finances. By the time he retired in 2001, lingering injuries cut his career short, stopping his earning potential just as the NBA's salaries were beginning to skyrocket. In 2015, Johnson's financial struggles hit a breaking point. He filed for bankruptcy in a California court, citing over $120,000 in unpaid child support. Forced to offer his home in California to cover his debts, Johnson's story became one of how even a superstar's fortunes could crumble under the weight of personal obligations and financial missteps. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and leave your comments below. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel and check out this video here.